It's Charter Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance, and we are joined today by Rick Griggs. He is with CAL FIRE, Riverside County Fire Department. It is summer. We are swimming, and when we swim, we are at risk of drowning. And I think it's critically important that we learn and take steps to avoid drownings. We know there have been 2 fatalities in Riverside County just this summer, drowning fatalities. Talk to us, sir.
Yeah, 2 fatalities of children and over 25
incidents
that were submersion incidents that could be considered near drowning incidents.
And what's frightening is someone may survive a drowning, but they could be damaged for life, brain damaged for life.
Absolutely. It can be a catastrophic, life-changing event, not only for the individual involved, but for the family, because now you're going to wind up having to care for someone that may have permanent brain damage.
So I want to talk about how we can avoid and prevent drownings. Obviously, there's a lot of focus on pools, but it's not just pools.
No, absolutely not. It can be any body of water. Small children, it can be anything less than an inch of water, as long as it covers up their mouth and nose and doesn't allow them to breathe. Those children under 1 year old aren't able to really push themselves up. So it can be toilets, it can be sinks, it can be bathtubs, buckets full of water. It could be anything.
And so what can we do, sir, to prevent drownings in our great state of California? I understand you have something called ABC, and I think it's very critical that we learn these and memorize them.
Absolutely. The ABCs, A stands for adults. You need an adult supervision anytime anyone is in the water. Children, even adults, teenagers, need to have an adult there to supervise.
It's interesting you say that. We have a pool at my home. We did keep the fence. It's required to have a fence, but a lot of folks remove them. We kept the fence. But my daughters who are teenagers will say, what if I wake up in the morning and just want to go swimming? No, I feel like you need another person there because you just don't know what can happen.
Absolutely. In the ocean, we always say swim with a buddy. In the water, you should swim with a buddy. Anytime you're in that water by yourself, there's a risk of something potentially happening. It could be a medical complication. You could bump your head. You could have something else go on, and you need someone there just to be aware of what's going on in the surroundings.
So A is active adult supervision. B, barriers. I mentioned it. Tell us about barriers.
Great. Those are fences. Since in 1988, the Pool Safety Act was passed, which required barrier fences around pools. However, there are hundreds of thousands of pools throughout the state that don't have barriers because they were built before that time and they weren't required.
And I remember when we put our pool in recently, we were required to put a fence to avoid folks coming in and out. And people said, oh, just remove the fence when it's done. But we have small kids in our neighborhood. And so I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do that because they could sneak into the backyard and who knows what would happen.
Absolutely. And that's the fear. That you have to be very concerned about that. You worry about it all the time when you have a pool.
And then the C, classes. Critical.
Classes, those involve learning to swim, teaching children how to swim, even teaching adults how to swim, and those are available through a number of sources. The other side of that is learn CPR. CPR is critical. In several of our incidents this year, someone knew CPR that was at the scene, whether it was a professional responder or a bystander, and they actually were able to revive the subject that had gone underwater.
What is this?
This is what we call a water watcher whistle. And we have these cards. We launched a campaign in the county earlier this summer through the Board of Supervisors and many, many county agencies that are out there to push water safety. It's a high priority item within the county for us. And this is a card reminding you to be vigilant around the water. That adult water watcher needs to be focused on the children. That doesn't mean sitting on your cell phone texting, having the iPad in your lap, having earbuds in your ear, not able to hear what's going on. You're essentially the lifeguard for those children.
His name is Rick Griggs. He is with CAL FIRE, Riverside County Fire Department. My name is Brad Pomerance. Stay safe. This is Charter Local Edition.